I wonder if it's going to be another summer Saudi, Jules. Ruben Amorim had to address reports linking Bruno Fernandes with a big move to El Hilal and says, quote, "We want Bruno here. Would you want him there?"
Yeah, I mean, it seemed that every year in around May, those rumors about Bruno Fernandes attracting loads of interest from big clubs
or Bernardo Silva.
But more Bruno Fernandes, and very often he gets a new deal on the back of it.
He just got one a year ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm not sure where they're coming from, those rumors. But yeah, I guess he's been again United's best player this season. Without him, I don't even know where they would be. Certainly not about to be in the Europa League final. So it's probably very important that they keep him. Would he want to leave United right now to go to Saudi? I don't think so.
I don't think so, but I'll tell you what, if the number's big enough, I don't think Bruno is a great fit for this system, even though he's the best player on the pitch. If the number's big enough, I think you think, and he's okay with going, obviously, you think long and hard about it. Fabrizio Romano reports that Real Madrid are ready to let Rodrigo go if they get an offer of 100 million. Jules, would you let him go for 100 million?
I would probably let him go for half that. 100 million. Who's going to pay 100 million for Rodrigo? Nobody.
It is amazing, the hype machine.
Dreaming.
Okay.
If that's true, if that's really what they want, if somebody offers 100 million, and that can only come from Saudi, let's be honest here. There's no top 5 European club that would pay that much money for Rodrigo. He's just scored 1 goal in 20 games or something like that. Really, I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's a really good player. He's young. There's a player in there better than what we've seen this season where he struggled and where Real Madrid have struggled collectively. But 100 million, please, come on.
And he's a guy who's playing out of position.
Yeah, I'll drive it. I'll drive him there even if you want.
The Times reports that Real Madrid have approached Liverpool to sign Trent Alexander-Arnold early, so they can have him on board for the Club World Cup. Maybe pay a bit of compensation. Jules?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a bit conflicted on this one because I think, I can understand. You want him from the beginning of it. So June, they probably would leave, let's say, June 10th and not in July 1st when his contract with Liverpool would have finished and his new one with Real Madrid would have started. But you could also see from his point of view, give him a bit of a break after a long season, a big decision that he's made. For him to be able to settle then in Spain and be, I think, relaxed and rested, I don't see any problem for him just turning up on July 1st in the US. If Real Madrid are still there, he's still at the Club World Cup, and then start his tenure at the club then.
Look, the season's over, and I hope we're all grown-ups. If Trent agrees to this, he can go to the club and say, "Hey, look, you're saving a months of my wages, and you're getting some compensation from Real Madrid. I don't need to play the last 2 games. I'll come out and make a cameo and say goodbye at Anfield on the last day of the season, whatever last home game is. I'm going to have my rest now because I want to hit the ground running at the Club World Cup. Real Madrid care about this. Dani Carvajal is out. Lucas Vazquez is ancient. I think they could use Trent for the Club World Cup."
Yeah.
The Daily Mail reports that Aston Villa are ready to listen to offers for Emre Martinez. Jules, is this the reality of financial sustainability rules?
Maybe.
Who do you think might be interested?
That's a very good question, Gab. Is there really a market for Emre Martinez right now? For how much? You bought it for 20 million, but that has been paid off by now. So, whatever.
So it's pure profit.
Yeah, pure profit now. If you sell him for 20, that's the maximum. I would think 30 million for Emre Martinez.
He's locked up on a long-term deal, as I understand it, right?
Yeah, 2028, something like that.
Yeah. If he were a center forward, we would be asking the question, is he better than the guy I have now? I mean, earlier in the show, we both agreed goalkeepers capable of heroics are critical in the Champions League semifinals, right? I think the 2 teams with the 2 better goalkeepers advance to the final. Absolutely. Maybe not a coincidence, right?
Yeah.
So I just look at this and I say, are you better than the guys who are out there? And I don't know. I mean, would you put him in your top 5 in the world?
I think right now, no.
Okay, I think many people would. And if he's not top 5, he's top 6 or 7.
Yeah, he would be top 10. But
I look at this and I mean, just going from the top of the from the top of the Premier League table, right? Just you play is he better than? Is he better than the Arsenal keeper? Probably yes, although Raya might fit the system better, and obviously he was Arsenal before, so that's not going to happen. Is he better than the Newcastle goalkeeper? Is he better than the Chelsea goalkeeper? Is he better than, well, he is the Aston Villa keeper. Is he better than Nottingham Forest keeper? Well, that's debatable. You know what I'm saying? Is he better than United keeper? Is he better than the Spurs keeper?
Do those clubs want another goalkeeper when they also have other positions to strengthen? And for how much? Sky Italia report that Kevin De Bruyne is seriously considering Napoli when his contract with Manchester City expires at the end of the season, Gab.
Okay,
I would love this. I have to say, before you answer, I would absolutely love this.
I would love this. I would say, bro, you don't need to play every game. Sometimes, maybe we do like 45 minutes of McTominay hammering the other guy, and then you come on, you pass circles around him. This business with his fitness looks to me like he's been just fine the last 3 months, right?
Yeah, but
he's actually been pretty good.
We don't know for how long.
Okay, that's fine. But this idea that, he can't play 2 games in a week, he's too tired, and all this garbage that we heard from these pseudo doctors who just watch him on television, see that Pep leaves him on the bench, is obviously nonsense, right? I'd love it if he wanted to have a different experience. I am highly skeptical of this because obviously he would have to take a major pay cut. I don't think there's any interest. I don't think he's motivated by money, frankly, at this stage of his career anyway.
Definitely not.
But he does like Naples because he got married in Sorrento, just outside Naples, on the advice of his good buddy and Napoli legend, Neapolitan in his heart forever, Dries Mertens. And obviously his other buddy, Romelu Lukaku, of course, plays in Naples. So
that's right.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to happen, but it would be fun. It would be such a change of pace for Napoli.
Yeah.
Bild in Germany say that Florian Wirtz has told Xabi Alonso that he wants to join Bayern. Jules, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw that one coming, to be fair, for all the interest that could come from Manchester City or Real Madrid. That seems to be the only two that could afford him anyway, to be honest, because I think the package overall between the transfer fee and the wages would be around 250 million euros for Florian Wirtz. I even didn't think that Bayern had that money, to be honest. I thought they were a bit short on money. But yeah, I'm more interested in the fact that how is he going to play at Bayern? Where do you put Musiala? Do you change your system with your company? Do you play one of them wide, which I think would be counterproductive? Do you play in a system where you've got 2 10s behind Kane?
Christmas tree.
But then if you add another 10, do you take a lot of what Harry Kane is good at, which is, dropping and playing a bit like a 10 himself at times? Does that have an impact on Michael Olise if you then have Musiala and Wirtz sharing the ball and not so much going wide to Olise? All those things. I know he's amazing and he's a fantastic talent. Do you really need him right now? Is that what you need more than anything else? Because if you spend that money on him, I'm not sure you've got much money left for other positions.
Yeah, I can answer that. The answer is no. Apparently, they're even extending Leroy Sané. As we
although he changed agent, he went to Pini Zahavi, and that might change a few things.
We reported before, and he's taking a pay cut as well. But regardless, right, you're still stuck with the successive wingers, right? Because Gnabry and Coleman aren't going to deport themselves. So then what? Why do you is it a rule that you have to get the biggest talents out there? I also wonder, when he supposedly told Xabi Alonso that he's going to Bayern, do you think Xabi Alonso says, go wherever you like, man, I ain't going to be here? How cool would that have been?
I guess they probably have that relationship.
No, I'm kidding.
But
to be honest, for his personal and professional development, I don't think this is the right move for him, given where Bayern are, and I don't think it's the right move for Bayern if those numbers that you thought, which seem very plausible to me, are in any way correct.